On some Ray Charles shit, bro. No needles.
It's not like I'm selling it.
I just like to get a little taste.
That's crazy.
I gotta get focused, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is good? The Triangle Offense is back in the building. And as always, the trio consists of, starting off with me, your boy Frost, and always I can't do it without my co-pilots and my squad.
You know, I was going to try to freestyle Alias, but I'm going to just go with your boy, Billy Paycheck, a.k.a. Billionaire Clinton, man. What's good with y'all?
Feel it. I like that.
That's one of the original aliases.
No doubt. I can dig it. I gotta be like you, man. I only got maybe 2 or 3, man. Meanwhile, you got a database of them.
Nah, man. I'm trying to be like Ghostface with the aliases. Like
I know, right? Pretty Tone, Tony Stark. Ghost.
Legend, man.
That dude was a legend, man. Shout out to Ghostface Killah, man. It's one of my favorite all-time rappers, man.
Facts.
Dude is dope. So, but nonetheless, man, you already know what time it is. We are now on the deadline. The clock is ticking here for the NBA trade deadline for 2021. And while we haven't seen no major fireworks yet, man, a lot of stuff's brewing behind the scenes. But before we get off into that, there was another interesting hot take that was done earlier this week. And I think you already know where I'm about to roll with this. Interesting hot take from your boy Draymond Green, man. He's on the record here on the Warriors podcast for saying that he is the best defender ever. And before I go off into my response to that, I just want your take, man. Is Dre got a point, man, or is he is he on something illegal?
It's kind of illegal because especially, I'm just going to pull from his back and forth with Tony Allen on Twitter. Tony Allen said what he said after he said what he said. You know what I mean? I can't remember, so I'm not even going to try to freestyle it. But pretty much Tony Allen was saying, like, bro, man, I can't, bro, it was a perfect comeback. But Draymond was like, man, who you clap up? We washed you in the playoffs or some shit. And then Tony Allen came back with, that was 5-on-1. So Draymond, man, he kind of got to chill because it's not like he's a beast on defense. And then, but when people say these like super overly opinionated takes, you got to kind of like talk down on him. I'm not trying to talk down on him, but defense isn't what won them those championships. It's not like that was a 04 Pistons type team that was just built around defense. That's a super scoring team. Anyone you want to mention, they was built around getting buckets, bro. So for him to be making it like he played this super huge role in on the defensive side, and that's why they were successful, that's kind of arrogant, bro. And it's skewed, bro. Whereas Tony Allen didn't have that type of offensive power. But if you put him on his matchup, he's locking him up.
That's a fact. That's a fact of life.
Even Tony Allen, like if he came out and tried to say he was the greatest ever, people would have a problem with that. So like, I don't know, man. It's a crazy statement to say.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, but I think I'm more in the extreme in the direction of it's just a flagrant statement to make, man. And I'm gonna tell you why. I mean, flat out, let's just be honest here. If you're gonna really own that tag and say ever, well, first off, let's identify what position does Draymond play. Might play at the 5 on occasion for the Warriors, right? They might go super small and put him at the 5, point center.
Yeah.
He's not better than Ben Wallace. He's not better than David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Hakeem Olajuwon, Bill Russell. Where do I stop at? Like as far as like Dwight Howard, like where do I stop at as far as defensive bigs goes? Let's move to the 4th spot. Kevin Garnett, Dennis Rodman, Tim Duncan. Come on, bruh. Small forward, man. We know he ain't even close. I mean, you're talking Pippen, the Birdman. Hell, even right now, like I would take Kawhi and Giannis like ahead of him. Like I don't. he benefits from how that team is constructed. So you're absolutely right when you say like that team's designed to go get buckets. He doesn't even take on the best perimeter matchup. And let's be for real, every time he goes against legit bigs, he gets dusted flat out. Any
Facts.
big, any big that we used to be able to take him on and block, they would dust him. Like, let's go back to that Memphis series, for example. They took advantage of the fact that Tony Allen couldn't shoot. All they did was guard him with Andrew Bogut, which allowed them to focus on defending the rest of their limited offense. But when he had to D up against Zebo was dusting that dude. Zebo was doing what Zebo always does, which is a solid 20-10 against them. So don't talk to me about, I'm one of the best defenders of all time. First off, you're being disrespectful about guys that made it possible for you to have that kind of role. And I know, like, when we talk about him, he's closely compared to Dennis Rodman for having that kind of role. So it's just like, I can't endorse him making that statement. I just think it's flagrant on so many levels for him to make that statement, man. I can't rock with it. I can't endorse. I love his confidence, and I totally get you got to be warped in the mind to be able to, have that feeling about yourself. Like, I don't care if it's Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul, or Michael Jordan or LeBron. I'm the best player on the floor. You supposed to have that confidence. But there's just certain things, man. Like, come on, dog. Like, keep that internal. Don't put yourself on Front Street and expose yourself to that kind of criticism. Like, hell, man, I might even, as far as like being an on-ball defender, I might take Tony Allen ahead of him my damn self.
Real talk.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so many. Got me Ron Artest. I mean, there's so many. Meta War Peace, whatever his name is that he's rocking with currently, got respected. But like, there's so many guys that I will put ahead of him because I know for a fact he's benefiting from this system. He doesn't even take on the toughest matchup every night. That's Clay's job. Whenever Clay is there and they're healthy.
Facts.
So
And then you got another highly respected defensive player. Like, when you put yourself in an ever conversation, like you said, who else could say that? You
exactly.
know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
None of those other guys will come out and say that. I mean, Dennis Rodman is like kind of like the general consensus of like defensive stalwart because that guy literally did it all without having to do a damn thing on offense and was still effective when he was on the floor.
Real talk.
Whenever when he would cut or, a few times he did take a couple of wayward jump shots and hit them shits. Like he didn't hurt his team at all.
Yeah.
When he was on the floor. Whereas with Draymond, sometimes he hurts his team with the antics, man.
Dog. First off, to just say what you like, piggyback off of what you're saying, man, he definitely needs to chill in the late game situations. Like, bro, that's not you. And this is a side note from the defense. Like, he needs to stop that bullshit. Because one, you made KD leave with that bullshit. And then you continue the same shit. Now, this season, we've seen it. Like, you just, like, waving off Curry. Curry's going crazy before the injury, bro. And you just like, nah, I'm going to take it up and airball a half-court shot. Like, bro, you are losing it on that side. But that was random. That's random. I was going to shoot him a little bit of bell when you did the position for position breakdown. I think that's where he's trying to, like, boast, like, he can cover multiple positions. But like you saying, it's not like you locking down every position.
He's not, bro. Like,
that's what I mean.
Yeah, like, come on, bro. Put him against some of these dope dudes that's like dope, like being able to create all the dribble at the one, bro. He's not staying in front of a Ben Simmons. Get the heck out of here. He's not keeping up. I don't think he can contain a Russell Westbrook. As bad as Russ is playing these days offensively. Stop it, man. No. De'Aaron Fox would dust him in a foot race. Let's just call it what it is. I would love to see him defend the Joker for a full game. I'd love to see that.
God, Joker, wear him out. Pause on the perimeter and on the inside.
Like, where you want it, bro? Mid range, perimeter, post. Where you want it, bro? Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, get Dre out of here, man. Like, I appreciate the confidence. I love the brashness, but. Dog, don't do that, man. Don't do that. Let's focus on getting the jump shot back in order, man, before we start claiming that I'm the best defender of all time. That's real talk.
I think he had to say that just because when we're reflecting on the Warriors dynasty, everybody gets their flowers. You don't get no flowers for real. Yeah, it's like offhanded compliment flowers. So he's like, he sees Steph getting the greatest shooter all time, Steph and Clay getting considered as one of the greatest duos, and KD one of the best scorers ever. He's like, nah, man, I gotta be in the talk too. He's feeling left out, bro.
Definitely, man. He definitely wants some Me Too stuff. No disrespect to the Me Too movement itself, but he's definitely on some. Well, I'll do you one better. He's on some Mr. Me Too like type stuff, bro. Like I'm not,
Real talk.
I'm not digging that, man. I just, we know what you do for the Warriors, bro. But don't get it twisted. You're not going to um, Boston and having that same kind of effect. You're not going to go to Philly and have that same kind of impact. You're not going to go to the Lakers and have that same kind of impact, bro. You benefit from the system that is built around what you do well.
Yep.
And at one point it was unstoppable when you had a respectable jump shot that people had to respect and not double off or play or sag off of right now. Right now, as far as offense goes, he's a liability. And in today's game, now back in the day, the Bulls were able to survive with you're able to survive out there with a Robin and a Ben Wallace, guys that couldn't really contribute or shoot or stretch the floor. But nowadays, bro,
Yeah.
you're a liability. You're a liability, flat out. So, yeah, I'm just with. Hopefully, Dre, man, just chills with these antics, bro. Like, and focus on helping the team win. Like, I mean, I appreciate the confidence and all that, but he's just got to chill, bro, across the board.
Facts.
But nonetheless, enough about him and his shenanigans. We got more pressing issues to discuss. Obviously, we had the deadline, a lot of stuff percolating. No significant fireworks have been issued as of just yet, but obviously, we got two of the big stars that were mentioned on the previous episode. No movements on their end, which is looking more and more unlikely that there's going to be any trades for these guys at this point. Looks like they're going to be a big sweepstakes in the buyout market. But we're going to start with Andre Drummond. And man, who doesn't want him at this point, bro? Like, he's been linked to a lot of different teams.
Real talk. And I want to start this by saying this, man.
Mm-hmm.
If no moves happen, I'm gonna be super salty, bro. Just for the hype, because then it's gonna be like that was just like this is just that week to get those type of ratings by talking about this exact topic, even though nothing's guaranteed to happen. Because
No doubt.
at this point, it's reminded me of when Anthony Davis was going to lead the Pelicans, bro, in 2019.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like all that hype, and then he doesn't. No moves are made. So
Yeah.
I'm seeing they said the Clippers traded some I don't want to disrespect dude, but I don't know his name. He was like a power forward or something. And they traded him for something light and some cash considerations type stuff just to make cap room. So bro, if the trade line comes and goes and they don't make no moves, bro, or that, you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't that be so disappointing?
It would be, and especially in the cases where you got a lot of teams that clearly need help. And well, actually, I'm glad you brought them up. Let's start with the Clippers. I mean, obviously, they need a point guard like yesterday's. Like they need a point guard like a crackhead needs a hit, bro. Like, I mean, Kawhi's been crying about it. And I mean, no disrespect to Pat Bev and Lou Will, they're just not natural facilitators, man. And that's really what this team desperately needs. But two names that's been linked to them. Possibly there's talks about Lonzo Ball. No, the Pelicans are trying desperately to move him for some unbeknownst reason. And then there's Ricky Rubio out of Minnesota that's been linked to them potentially, which I think either one of those guys could help them immediately, especially
Real
Lonzo.
talk. Definitely Lonzo. I could see. I think he never really wanted to go to New Orleans, bro. So with that, he'd be back in LA. And it feel like, you know what I mean? That gives you that boost of confidence back if you're back in where you want to be at.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think the pressure's off too with all the hype. Now the eyes is on his younger brother. He can really focus on playing ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're back home. All the hype and the steam, playing for the Lakers and all that stuff's out the window. Now you ain't getting overshadowed by BI or Zion. You're in a situation where this team needs you to be you. Nobody else. They don't need you coming out chucking a bunch of threes or having to be aggressive. They need you to be Lonzo Ball.
Facts, bro.
You know what I mean? And I love that fit if they're able to make that happen for him.
Man, that'd be dope. But
Mhm.
man, I don't know, man. I don't want to be Debbie Downer, bro, but I could see like no more moves coming, man.